This part was about electrical system. We finalized, and we summarized the mechanical system requirement, and now we have some electrical issues. This is the main fire detection and alarm system example. And you will have a security CCTV center, and all of our fire equipment, fire detection alarm equipment is generally located within the CCTV rooms because there are 724 staff within these rooms to follow the systems. And also they are responsible to follow the fire detection and alarm system. And we are calling it Fire Command Center. It is similar to fire pump room. It should be accessible at any point, at any time, even if the building is having a fire incident. We should reach to the fire command center easily and by a safe way. And this room should be 2-hour fire rated so that it will not be affected from fire incident. And it should have a direct access from a staircase so that fire brigade or technical staff of the building can reach easily and by safely, even in case of fire. And we will have a manual call points, which is not architecturally looking good equipment, but it's mandatory. It should be mounted between 1.1 and 1.3 meters so that everyone can use it. And you will see it on your main corridors. There is no any other alternative to do this manual call points. And as you can see, at the entrance to the exit access routes or at the entrance, just next to the exit access doors, we will have some fire manual file call points. Um, According to the Turkish Fire Code, manual call points is required for this kind of building. But as architects, you probably will be responsible for high-rise building. These systems are mandatory for the high-rise building. And the main schematical show of the fire alarm and detection system is that we will have some automatic detectors. And also we will have some alarm indication device such as flow switches to understand if there will be a flow, or we will have some kitchen hood system activation modules. Also, same for the clean agent. It means we are doing a supervision for all of the fire suppression system, fire detection system, and we will be alerted in case of any activation or failure. And also, if you have this kind of grated ceiling, as we talk for the sprinkler system, if you would like to locate your fire detectors within the ceiling void and you don't want to locate it beneath the ceiling, then the ceiling opening ratio should be not less than 70% as per an FPA, but it is 40% as per European by fire node. If you'd like to omit fire detectors below ceilings, you need to take these opening ratios into account. And also, another alternative to these physical detectors, it is generally used in this kind of historical or wooden buildings. Instead of having a spot type detectors, you can use this air sampling type, which is much more smaller than the spot type detector. Or you can use these beam detectors, or call it OSIT detectors. You only have transmitters and receivers on the walls, and you will not see any kind of equipment on the wall, on the ceiling. If you will be responsible for renovation or refurbishment of this kind of historical buildings, or you have a very challenging architectural design of ceiling, instead of having a spot type detectors, you can offer electrical designer to use air sampling or beam detector. This is the spacing rule for the detectors. We have a limitation, the spacing between the detectors, and it should be taken into account because the reflected ceiling plans are prepared by architects on the site, and architects are always changing the location of these fire detection equipment according to the other installations found on the ceiling. But these spacing rules should be taken into account while preparing reflective ceiling plans. Otherwise, when you send the final design to the consultant, you will get comments about it, and they will ask you to make code compliant. An automatic detection system is mandatory, is becoming mandatory according to this table. It is Appendix 7 of the Turkish Fire Code. You can see it from Turkish Fire Code as well. And we have some audible and visual alarm system. We need to provide this system, and especially not speakers, but especially strobes are not preferred by architects, but we need to have it according to Turkish Fire Code and also according to the international standard. For these visual alarms, we are checking the light intensity, so that even if you cannot hear the voice alarm, you can be disabled, or you can wear headphones, or you can wear some noise canceling type earphones, so that you can see the visual alarm. And the spacing of these strobes are defined and determined according to this light intensity. And you can see some tables to define the spacing of the strobes. It means when we are locating these strobes, flashers, these are referred from standards and calculations, as you can see. And this is one of the example of the strobe. It can be located either on the ceiling or on the wall, but you need to inform electrical designer your preference, locate your preferred location of the strobes, because the type which is used on the wall is not the same equipment that they are using on the ceiling. That's why at the beginning of the design phase, you need to inform electrical designers that architecturally strobes are required to be on the ceiling, or they are required to be located on the walls. And we will have an emergency announcement system. These are the speakers, and it is called public announce and voice alarm system. And we have some minimum sound level requirements. That's why we should have at least one speaker at every room. It means locating speakers only at the common corridors or common areas will not solve the issue. We need to have speakers within every room, and the ceiling design and the ceiling coordination should be done accordingly. And in hotels and dormitories having an occupant load more than 200 beds, or public buildings having an occupant load more than 1,000 people, or in high-rise building having a construction height more than 51.5 meters, we need to provide this emergency public announcement voice alarm system. And this is the room now I am making my presentation to you. We made it as an example. We have a fire detection spot type fire detector. We have a speaker, we have a visual alarm system, and we have a sprinkler system. And they are all coordinated on the same line, so that this is done by architectural team, and they are defining the locations. And as you can see, since we don't have 1 meter parapet in the facade of our building, we have a closely located facade protection sprinkler as well. Even if we don't need it by distance, it is provided because of Turkish Fire Code requirements. And also we have emergency lighting. This is a good example to understand main principle of the emergency lighting. The exit rules and the fire and life safety equipments and the main technical rooms should be protected, should be equipped with emergency lighting system so that in case of any kind of energy loss, these areas can be found by occupants and egress can be done safely. In high-rise buildings and uh, below ground level with occupant loads more than 50 people, or if the building have the occupant load more than 200 people, dormitories, hospitals, and other high-risk areas should be equipped with emergency lighting fixtures as well. And exit signage is also important. According to the Turkish fire code, it should be these types. The background is green and the pictograms are on white. This is not by chance. When you see the spectrum of this visibility according to the colors within the smoke, the most easily the green color is the most easily seen spectrum. It has the larger spectrum. That's why the exit signage are determined to have green background and white pictogram level. That's why we cannot change it. It is written in the Turkish fire code, even if it is not parallel to your interior architectural design. These examples should be used, and we prefer to use without letters only this arrow and running man and door, because if you have a çıkış right on your plate, you need to provide the English translation as well for your international occupants. And the locations should be like that, so that the occupants can understand the exact location of the exit access door. This is an example from Istanbul Airport where we were the consultant, fire and life safety consultant. As you can see, these are the wayfinding plates, and we provided this special design so that it can be understood. You can understand that this is an emergency exit signage, and if you follow these green ones, you can reach to the exit access. But the other ones are showing the restrooms, the restaurants, or the gates. And also the um, emergency equipment should be fed by both main electricity and also the diesel generator. And that's why it is important to find a place for automatic transfer switch when you are designing a room for fire pumps, for pressurization fans, or for smoke extraction plants. This is a panel, and we need to provide it within the room so that it can feed the emergency equipment without having an interruption. And also, within the electrical rooms, you will have some electrical vertical opening, cable vertical shaft. And when the cable pulling is done at the end of the day, before commissioning of the building, all of these cable shafts should be filled by 2-hour fire-rated fire stopping material, so that the compartmentation integrity can be achieved.